So today I watched the misrepresentation film with my parents, Patty and George, and they're going to be answering a couple questions to follow up with the video with me today. So the first question I have for you guys is what surprised you most about the film? Mom, do you want to go first?
I was surprised at what a young age the children are influenced and molded by the media. I had no idea that they could be influenced at such a young age.
And I'll take my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's just some of the facts on women and just how badly they are underrepresented in society, I think was a shock to me. I mean, I know just being in the business world that a lot of women aren't represented in higher positions, but just how broadly that is across many areas of our society today, that sort of was a shock to me a little bit. So,
Okay. Question number 2. Have you ever felt misrepresented by the media?
Yeah, I think women are misrepresented all the time as sex symbols and that they need to be thin and beautiful and tall and a certain color and race. And it's not, it's also represented through cartoons and toys and things like that too. That was something that I really noticed.
and I think personally for me, the media just being obviously a male and not, female, is that I feel like the media is very pushy and that they just report things on and push you really hard. And I got my daughter laughing in the background. No, but I just feel like they push and they justify it by saying that everybody wants the media to report what's out there. And I feel like that push is like something for me is an injustice because that's not really how I want the media to report. And I think they get away with it by doing that. So,
Agreed. Okay. In what ways do you feel pressure to conform to the media generated images of what it means to be a man or woman?
Well, I feel like with everything that's out there, you feel like you always need to be skinny and be in perfect clothes, and your makeup always needs to be done. And many times thoughts have crossed my mind about plastic surgery and having Botox because you feel like you need to be beautiful like all of the women that are out there in the media. That's how it makes me feel.
and
How
then
about you, Dad?
personally for me, being a male, I've never really personally felt pressured by the media individually. But I think just the way the feeling is today and the way young teens have to live up to what's being portrayed across the media, I think it just sets off unrealistic expectations and it's built up. And so being a young teenager today, especially female, is very, very tough the way the media builds it up. But from the male perspective, I don't see it as being as big as a pressure, but obviously, certainly for females.
Okay. Next question. What is one step you can take to change the way media portrays women and men?
Well, as a first grade teacher, I feel like I can have many conversations in the classroom and start teaching them that at a young age. Um, that the media misrepresents and how they need to be treating each other with respect, and especially letting the young girls know that they can do things just as well as men can. They can be a president, they can be a CEO, they can be an astronaut, those kinds of things. And then, for the boys, teaching them that it's okay to have emotions and cry, but how important it is that they treat, girls and women with respect. So as a teacher, I would definitely portray that and use that as an example in the classroom.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah. And then for me, I feel like just not playing into the media, just the way it portrays people and sort of builds up the expectations. And I think by not doing that, you just set good examples for the young kids. And, by setting that example, that's the way, and the way you want to treat people is sort of the way you expect the younger to sort of grow up and live in the next generation. So just setting that good example is a good way and not playing into the media.
Okay. And we're going to have our last question for you guys. What are some ways that you'd like to see the media better represent you?
Well, I think that they need to show that women are smart and not just sex symbols. I especially noticed that many of the male broadcasters say a lot of demeaning comments and things to females. I think it's not okay for them to do that, and I think that that also needs to change. And not always, the men not always relating back to, for example, Hillary Clinton. That everything that comments that are made in the media are about the appearance and all of that, instead of focusing on what is she really representing.
And then for me, I believe it's just the media builds up drama. And I feel like that's what they really like to report because it's all about ratings and how they get people to watch their channel because it all comes down to dollars and cents. Instead of just reporting and staying away from the drama, it's just reporting more positive things that are going on and not always the negative and building the drama. So if it was portrayed in a different light, you just would get a lot more positive feedback, especially for the young. And, I know that's tough because you're talking, it's all really about money and dollars and cents and getting ratings. But at the same time, if they stop the drama and really reported on a lot more positive things that are happening across the U.S., then, the younger generation would pick up on that instead of all the negativity that is portrayed through the media.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay. So overall, I felt like the video was a good representation of how media is going today, and it clearly shows all of the issues that are going on and how incorrectly women are portrayed. And I believe that women need to try harder to make a change on this because it's not fair the way things are going. Women feel like they need to be skinny and look a certain way just so that they can please others and please the society. And that's not how it should be. Everyone should be happy with themselves for who they are and what they look like, and they shouldn't have to conform to the way society wants everything. And that needs to be taught young so that girls understand that. Because I know personally, growing up with media just starting to get big, when I was getting into my teen years, it was really hard for me going through junior high and high school, and there was a lot of drama, and it caused a lot of issues for me, and I wouldn't want that for other young girls. And so I hope that something can be done to change all of this before it goes on and on for too many generations.